So Bob, what do you got going on today?
We're back to trying to get this kitchen finished that we've been working on for several months now. The next step I'm doing, since I've got everything, cabinets and stuff in, is I'm doing a brick backsplash that's going to go from countertop to the cabinets.
Okay, now that's the same brick that we did our hearth, right?
Yes, it's the same clay tile, rustico brick that we did our hearth with for the wood stove. And now I'm doing the same thing. As you can see, it's just a standard clay tile, kind of porous. And
oh my gosh, that is looking phenomenal. So that's going to be our backsplash. So of course this is just what it's put up with. What type of mixture are you putting?
it's your standard tile glue.
Okay, so you're basically just gluing it to the wall, and then you'll go back and...
Standard thin set that you would use for putting down any clay tile or anything, whether it be a floor or on the wall or anything.
Okay, and then you'll go back and then grout like you did on the hearth.
Get it all set up, let the glue thin set up, everything solid like it needs to. Then we'll go back and I'll have to use my grout bag and grout all these lovely lines.
Wow. So he's got a lot of work to do. It's going to go under the cabinet. It'll go up around the sink there, which don't mind my sink with the dirty dishes. Around and on above the cook stove. Over to the wall oven here.
Wall, I've already got the spacers taken out. The key is when you're thin setting to a wall like this, you want to make sure you use your spacer blocks, because as it's curing, any weight will want to pull it down, so you want to use your spacer blocks to make sure it doesn't shift down on you while it's drying.
Can you show those to the camera so we can see them a little bit better?
These are the T-blocks. When you're using like a brick pattern like this, the T-blocks are really nice because they set in just like so.
Okay, so then it sets your grout line for you.
That sets your grout line for 1/4 inch. These are 1/4 inch T-blocks. Set your grout line this way and set your grout line this way.
Awesome.
But biggest problem is when you're setting on a wall, like when you set it like this, as it's curing, this will want to slide down just because of gravity.
Yeah. So you leave those in until it's dry?
Leave those in until it's completely cured before you pop it out, and then they just pop right out.
Awesome.
That way that it doesn't shift.
Now, see that you had to cut around the receptacles here. What type of saw did you use to cut those?
Normally, when you're making your cuts, is what I've done is this cut here, you use your standard wet saw to cut up, and then I have a little circular saw with a diamond grit blade that I'll just use to score this on both sides. And when I score that, then you can just take a standard pair of pliers or anything and just snap it and break it off.
Okay. Awesome. All right, so are you about ready to put a couple more up here over the window?
I still got to get my glue out and thin set and stuff.
Okay.
I haven't got started. I'm just basically laying this out, figuring out, because these wires are for a light that's going to be, we're basically going to be taking these corbels and we'll be building a shelf that's going to come across, and it's going to have a 2-inch, inch-and-a-half lip on it, which will allow me to put an under cabinet lighting up under it so you can't see it. And that's what these wires attach to. So right now I'm just kind of measuring things out to make sure I'm bringing my wires out where they need to. I'm pretty sure I can just bring them out in this grout line, and then that will bring them into underneath the cabinet, and that way I can do like a junction box and stuff like that.
All right, so I think Bob is all ready to put up some more brick. So we will watch you. And so you're going to, I don't know, what do they call that? Butter up? Batter? Butter? What do they call that when you put stuff on brick?
Batter up? We're not playing baseball, babe.
Okay. What do they call it? You're gonna put the stuff on this thing.
I'm gonna take a trowel and I'm gonna pull some thin set out and put it on this and stick it to the wall.
All right, go.
There really is no terminology of butter up, batter up, or anything
Just
like that.
go.
It's called tiling. Main key is keeping a consistent thickness of thin set on it. Makes it easier to keep all your tiles level.
Now on the hearth you did the flat surface, and on here you're doing the actual tile. Is there a reason for that?
Not sure what you're asking me there.
Before you had put the
Thin set
on the surface what you were applying the tile to, and this time it looks like you're applying the thin set to the tile. Is there a reason for that?
It just seems like it's working easier this time.
Okay.
A lot of times when you're working on the floor.
I thought you said earlier that it made less. It got in between on your grout area less.
Yeah, it is getting less in there. Main thing is this is taking longer. When you're working on a floor, you can work faster,
Right.
and you don't have as many cuts and everything else. You're just in a square area. You can just throw the thin set on the floor and then start dropping your tiles in place and line them up. This, I'm having so many intricate cuts that I'm afraid my thin set's going to start setting up before I actually get the tile stuck to it.
Sure.
So
Okay.
that's why
That
I'm
makes
doing it
sense.
this way.
That makes sense. All right, and so you place that there because it's halfway. You wanted it halfway between where your grout line was. The grout line's in the center.
Which it's not exact yet. I'm just
Right.
getting it set. And then I can measure, which I'm way off, but I can just slide it down where it needs to go.
So you're just measuring and making sure the grout line is the center.
Yes.
The grout line below it is the center in the center of the brick.
Yes. Which on this tile here, it's not going to be exact.
Yeah, not exact, but because
this
we've
tile is not all the same size,
right.
which is fun for an LCD guy. And that's it.
Okay. At least it worked out good where you don't have a gap over where the light was going to go.
Hey, I'm getting back to this backsplash on this kitchen project that I started several months ago. Now it's time, it's had plenty of time to cure since it's been about 2-3 months since I actually got the tile installed. Started out was supposed to get this kitchen done by Thanksgiving, and then it ended up by Christmas, and then by the end of the year. The key is I never said which year, so according to that I'm still on target for my completion date. Now we're going to be getting into grouting the actual backsplash. I don't like mixing grout because I don't do it very often, so I just buy the pre-mixed grout. This is from Home Depot. It's a simple grout and it's a DeLorean gray, same as we used for the hearth that we did earlier. And of course, back to using my grout bag for feathering stuff in. I have my water bucket set up so I can keep all my tools clean, because the thing is, you want to keep all your tools clean as you're grouting. And I have my grout sponge, my grout float, and this little tool here is great for getting into the fine details of the grout and smoothing things out, or picking like glue joints out that I need to or whatever. So we're going to start just same thing we did on the floor. We're just going to take the grout bag and run our grout line down, trying to make sure that you fill as much of it as you can to get rid of all the air voids, because the air voids, if you have any air pockets in your grout, that will cause your grout to pop out and not stay in very well. And so as you're putting it in, you want to try to make sure you get the joint full. And with this tile, I don't like to do large sections at a time. I find it easier to keep the grout and haze and stuff off the tile by just doing smaller sections. Kind of like that. And I'll just do kind of one brick at a time almost. That's what I've been doing on this. Once you get the grout in there, so what I always do is just use your finger, get it wet. That way grout doesn't stick to your finger, and just kind of run it down, try to feather it in, and whatever you have extra you can just try to feather into another part of the joint. As you're trying to smooth it, like right there you can see I got a little bit of air pocket, so I rolled that out. Let's get to that point, pull my finger off. Make sure your grout sponge is clean. Bring most of the water out, because you don't really, especially on a wall like this, you don't want it running down too much. And then just light, moderate pressure, continuously turning the sponge to make sure you have a clean area for rolling it. And so I have a little bit of air pocket right there, but if I just keep rolling this, it will, there we go, got it out. Got it cleaned off mostly. Then I always take a dry rag and go back and just try to run down the bricks, finish getting it off, that way I don't have much glaze to have to worry about buffing off as it dries. And that's how we're going to grout this. So as you can see, it's going to take a while. And here we are about 2.5 to 3 hours later, and I have the fritz wall done. This is going to be a very tedious, time-consuming project. And there we have the finished project for one wall. And that's about a 4-foot wall right there from the fridge to the corner. And that is what we have left to complete.
Alright, so I just wanted to take a moment and show the difference while Bob was doing the grouting. So over here on the left, you can see where he's already grouted half of that and how it looks. And on the right is yet to be grouted. So what a huge difference it makes. So when you've got it laid out before you start grouting, if it doesn't look like you think it's gonna look, just know it eventually looks a lot better. And then he's already gotten all of this done under the stove. Looks really good.
And now we have the finished product. Grout is all completed. And the only thing we have left to do is finishing up a little bit of trim for the shoe mold and around the top for the crown molding that's going around the cabinets. So turned out to be a slow, tedious process, but finished product turned out really well, I do believe. I'm gonna pan around now and let you see the finished product and let me know what you think about it.
I would be up waiting for you if you had to leave. I would wait a lifetime if you were at sea. I just wanna say that I feel that our love is real. Maybe we should hurry up and seal the deal. Oh, oh, I just wanna love you right. Oh, oh, love you till the end of time. I just wanna hold you for forever. Every day you're making me better. 'Cause a love like this is rare. And I wanna take you there. I would give it all away to do it all again. Make our love a story that would never end. Never thought I'd feel so alive, looking in your eyes. I just wanna love you till the day I die. Oh, oh, I just wanna love you right. Oh, oh, love you till the end of time. I just wanna hold you for forever. Every day you're making me better. 'Cause a love like this is rare. And I wanna take you there.